Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. For the last 2 days, we featured this really cool team with Rillaboom and Cinderace, so we'll be playing one more episode with it today. Maybe another one depending on how this episode goes, but the goal is to get to Master Ball tier today in this episode. And yeah, it's a rental team, so feel free to try it out yourselves, and let's just get started. We're up against another Cinderace today, and I think you guys are going to see a lot of that in the upcoming weeks. It is quickly becoming a very, very top tier pick, but quite a hyper offensive team here for my opponent. They've got Cinderace, Dragapult, the Primarina as well, so there's just a lot of heavy offense as well as Tailwind from Whimsicott. Male MYGD is interesting here. I'm curious if it has Trick Room. I think that's relatively unlikely. Of course it could help with things like Helping Hand. It doesn't get access to Follow Me. So this is like a little tricky because I can't really go with the Tailwind route myself. I mean, I can, but another approach I'm thinking is actually going with Rillaboom and the Hawlucha here. That doesn't seem too bad, actually. Yeah, we'll cancel out the MYGD's terrain. We'll get the Grassy Seed off immediately, which is good. I guess the one concern about that lead is the Togekiss. I don't like Braviary here too much. I think we could maybe max the Duraludon in the back. But the question is who I want as the last one, because I think what I'm bringing right now is obviously super weak to Cinderace. Maybe Whimsicott to guarantee a late game Tailwind. I think one approach you can go in this game is actually not even maxing the Hawlucha and then, stalling out and their Dynamax and then trying to sweep with Duraludon under Tailwind in the late game. But we'll see. They have a really interesting team. So, yeah, as always, if you guys enjoy Road Train, please share support by leaving a like in the video. Question of the day, I've been watching a lot of random YouTube clips recently of just childhood shows that I watched, so I'm curious what your favorite show from back in the day is. We've been talking about Avatar a bunch recently, which is probably my all-time favorite show, but I was slightly older when I started watching it, but I used to watch a lot of shows like Cyber Chase and Arthur, which I really liked as a kid, so those would definitely be up there back in the PBS days. Okay, my opponent goes with the MYGD and the Togekiss lead, which does not bode very well for us with this current lead, but Duraludon obviously matches up decently. I think they're definitely maxing the Togekiss here and just airstreaming. Yeah, this is not super great. I do have Iron Head, right? So I can get a super effective Iron Head off against the... What I'm actually leaning towards is just going for knockoff here onto the MYGD, because we saw that we're faster, and just going for Iron Head onto the Togekiss. I don't want to max because I think Duraludon's the Pokemon we max, especially because I think their Togekiss maxes turn 1, but no, it's Follow Me. Wow. Okay. Babiri. Huh. Okay, we were never KOing Togekiss anyway, so I mean, I'll take this. What is MYGD going for is my big question. Psychic, maybe? Like a Psychic into Togekiss here I think would make a lot of sense. Or sorry, into the Hawlucha would make a lot of sense. Yeah, okay. Wonder if it's offensive with Focus Sash then. Interesting. So it is Support Kiss. That being said, I can bring in Duraludon now. And I think the Togekiss really wants to switch out here. So I could double up onto MYGD because I know I'm faster with the Rillaboom. The safer play, I think, is to just go for a Steel-type attack onto the Togekiss and go for a knockoff onto MYGD. My only fear is that MYGD has Focus Sash, which I think is not super unlikely. Togekiss could have Protect here as well. The only Steel switching, I guess, is the Cinderace, though. So perhaps I'll just play it a little safer here. I probably want to max Duraludon here, actually, I think. Yeah. Okay, I'm down to play it safe here. Just go for a Steel Spike on a Togekiss and a knockoff onto MYGD. No switches, which is interesting. So the only play I'm fearing now, there's two fears. Togekiss protecting would always be bad, and then the second problem is if MYGD is sashed and goes for Trick Room. If it's not sashed or doesn't go for Trick Room, we're fine. But I do think, given that it's slower than Rillaboom, it's gonna be bulkier, and as a result, I think it might have Trick Room. Is there a Protect? Okay, no Protect. Knock off. Ah, it is sashed. Okay. Now I'm worried. Now I am a little worried. I guess Trick Room going up doesn't even seem that bad though, right? Because what's in the back that's scary? I think the main one would be the Primarina. Yeah, Primarina under Trick Room I think would be a problem. Because you can just max it. So perhaps I should have paid more respect to Sash Trick Room here. If they don't Trick Room, we're fine, but I think it's definitely coming out at this point. No, there's Psychic. Okay, then that works out decently for us. I guess Rillaboom going down, it isn't super good though, right? Because like, how do I really deal with Primarina now if my opponent brought it? If they brought it? We have a defense boost though, which is good. And they're bringing Dragapult, which is actually very good for us. Do I even Tailwind here? Huh. Like, I could obviously just Tailwind and target Dragapult. I don't have Life Orb though, so I don't know if I KO the opposing Dragapult with the Max Wormwind. Depends on how bulky it is, maybe. The safest play is just the Tailwind and Wormwind. It is base 140, so I think I'm just going to go for that. And they're going to max Dragapult, okay. My one fear is max guard, because what I would have gone for is Tailwind Steel Spike into NDD. Get another defense boost. Yeah, I don't really know my... I feel like without Life Orb, we probably don't one-shot the Dragapult here. So I might have needed to go for the target onto the NDD. Oh, that's interesting. Ally switch. Okay. But we have Stalwart. So Wormwind should still go into Dragapult. I believe that's how that mechanic works. Let's see. Max Wormwind comes out. Yep. No, nice. Picks up the one-hit KO. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that calc. But with it being base 140 Wormwind instead of 130, felt like we had a good chance there. But yeah, for those that don't know, that is how Duraludon's ability works. Basically, you know, one of the great things is that it ignores redirection from like Follow Me, and they had Primarina in the back, huh? Yeah, I mean, I think my opponent really could have won this by maxing Primarina. I'm very curious if NDD had Trick Room, but yeah, the tricky thing, no pun intended, with that is that you... Okay, first let's figure this out. Yeah, just Steel Spike and Moonblast. Yeah, the tough thing is, like, Trick Room made no sense in the context of that team, because everything is so fast for the most part. Like, I had a Cinderace, a Dragapult, a Whimsicott, so I felt like you didn't really want to have Trick Room on the composition in general. I wonder if this Steel Spike just KOs. No. I wonder if that's a Assault Vest then, given how well it took that. But Primarina can't 2v1 since we have Focus Sash on Duraludon at this point. And it is just going to be Dazzling Gleam. Okay. Unless it is buried and takes Moonblast and Flash Cannon. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Assault Vest. Maybe not. If it is like Fuon Berry and takes this double up, we can still lose. Because the Dazzle will just pick up a double KO right now. But I didn't want Indy actually having Trick Room there and getting it up. Okay, no berry. We're good. Nice. Okay, so this was just Duraludon kind of beasting through. So the game plan that I mentioned in the beginning actually worked out exactly as I planned, which was stall out their... Or actually, we didn't stall out their Dynamax, but it was not Dynamax with Rillaboom or Hawlucha, get the free switch into Duraludon, get Tailwind up, and then sweep with Duraludon. Because at the end of the day, none of their team resisted Duraludon, but I do think Max Primarina would have given us some trouble. Gary's on the team, Life Orb Cinderace. Whimsicott with the Eject button, yeah. Did this have, it did have Trick Room, but it is an Imprisoned set. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that was the one thing that I was potentially thinking of, is Throat Spray and Weakness Policy Dragapult. Interesting. It was Physical Dragapult, though, but presumably it was going for a Steel Spike to KO the Whimsicott, which I think would still KO even with a defense boost, so... Ah, that actually gets us to Master Ball tier. Okay, I didn't expect that, but that's cool. Alright, so we are back into Master Ball tier now, and yeah, I'd like to feature Rillaboom and Cinderace more in these last two games, but that was a clean Duraludon game, and I think Duraludon has been underplayed recently. It was super common, obviously, in like the first 2 months of the metagame, but it's kind of fallen out, and I think for that reason, oh my gosh, what are we up against here? There's a Rillaboom, a Sigilyph, and a female Meowstic. That's a lot of crazy stuff here. It's fun, and I always love going against teams like this, but it's always scary too, because I have no idea what's coming my way. This could be a Max Hawlucha game, actually, the more I think about it. Sigilyph is the unknown here. The sets I've used previously, if I had what, like Gravnose's Tailwind with the Focus Sash. So I think we have to respect the Tailwind option. But we can't just go Rillaboom Hawlucha again. It does not seem very bad here. With... Part of me wants the Duraludon. But I also want double offense. The thing is, like, I kind of want Tailwind in case their Tailwind goes up to match it. So, like, Whimsicott's a relatively easy bring, but I also kind of want the double offense in Cinderace and Duraludon. Well, I said I wanted to feature Cinderace and Rillaboom more, so I'm just going to bring Cinderace. Because I think, like, Duraludon feels like a must because of the Focus Sash. Because, like, the cool thing about Sash Duraludon on this team is that you often don't max it. And you just bring it out for one big Draco Meteor or Flash Cannon. Because a lot of the things that outspeed Duraludon are really threatened by, you know, those attacks, it has a lot of value. Lapras Sigilyph. This screams like a Dynamax Rillaboom, right? I have to say I don't remember the base speed off Sigilyph off the top of my head. So that's the only problem. But Dynamaxing Rillaboom seems really solid here. Like, we could always fake out the Sigilyph and Airstream, but I don't really like that too much. Let's see. I think he's almost always going to be sashed on the Sigilyph, but... Yeah, I mean... We just Oko Lapras here. Yeah, and I don't think it KOs us in return, so I'm just going to Brave Bird Sigilyph, max the Rillaboom, and don't try to dunk on Lapras. Because this is like max speed Rillaboom as well, right? So it's quite speedy. Yeah, I just don't remember Sigilyph's base speed off the top of my head. I guess the other question is, does my opponent just protect Lapras here? Because they could so easily protect Tailwind. And if I was anticipating that, then it would have been smarter to have doubled up onto the Sigilyph. But I maybe got a little trigger happy just in front of a Lapras. They're going to max Lapras though, which is what I want to see. Yeah, I'm curious on the item as well. With the Life Orb, I'm pretty sure we just one-hit KO if we go first. If screens go up, we don't KO anymore, but... Even if screens go up, because of Umbreon, we can just close combat the Lapras the following turn, I think. Alright, let's see. Okay, we get the Brave Bird off. Okay, don't bring it down to a Sash, but it's fine. Okay, nice. We're faster. Woohoo! I think this one hit KOs. Dude, that is so satisfying. Oh my god. There are so few things in this format, like in one hit KO a Lapras. A Gigantamax Lapras at that, and we just did it. Oh, that feels good. Trick Room! Wow. Well, I did not anticipate that. They are playing without a Maxmon at this point, though. But, oof. Perhaps I needed to show Trick Room. I was like 100... What? The Darmanitan's coming out. Not a Pokemon you often see under Trick Room. So I'm curious how fast it is. I'm just going to Overgrowth into the Darm, though. I mean, just double up into that slot, I think. Because Sigilyph is not an offensive threat, plus we have Sucker Punch from Cinderace. Ice Beam as well, interesting. Yeah. We outspeed the Darmanitan. Wow, okay. That did not scream like a Trick Room team to me. This is so interesting. Like, the last two games, we both had games where I thought maybe... Well, I didn't even think about Trick Room here at all, I have to say. That was a complete 180. Ice Beam as well. Quite different from the Sigilyph sets that I'm used to seeing, which I said was like Sash, Gravnosis, Tailwind. But I'll take it. This game would have been very different if Lapras just max guarded turn 1, though. And in that position, it's tricky. Once again, no pun intended. Why did the Darmanitan come in there, though? That didn't make very much sense to me. Okay, I guess we should still be careful here, right? Because what I want to do here is just... Oh, I can't max guard, right? Ice Beam and Dazzling Gleam if my opponent has it will cause me trouble. Hyper Voice might also just KO, but we have Sash, Duraludon. I'm just thinking about switching out the Rillaboom right now. There's 3 turns of Trick Room, so there'll be 2 turns after this turn. I think we can get away by switching into the Duraludon here. Yeah. Because the main thing is that Rillaboom has Fake Out, right? So Fake Out buys us 1 turn of Trick Room. After this turn, there's only 2 turns of Trick Room left. And Rillaboom obviously one-shots the Primarina. So I need to switch out here because I know I'm getting outsped. And I don't know, I don't think Duraludon's super useful at this point. Using Ice Beam. Like, I feel like you have to double up on the Rillaboom, right? Oh, he does have Dazzling Gleam, though. Okay. Oh, this is still really tricky then, isn't it? Yeah, I think we might actually still lose this because of Trick Room. Like, Primarina's really good against this team. I thought my opponent needed to double up on Rillaboom. I'm pretty sure we were going to survive an Ice Beam Dazzle, so I was confident they were going to Ice Beam and Moonblast into the Rillaboom there. I mean, we have Fake Out, right? So, like, could pretty easily Fake Out into the Primarina and Sucker Punch into Sigilyph, which I think is what I'm going to opt for. I'll get a Grassy Terrain Recovery, although I guess I take Life Orb damage. That's actually really good damage from a Fake Out, though. Okay. Yep, goes for an attack. We get that off successfully. Good. If I had Protect, this was a guaranteed win, but I didn't have Protect, so maybe... I don't know. Was my play to stay in? I think actually my play was to stay in, because if you Ice Beam Moonblast into me, then my Hawlucha gets an attack off, and then it's a 3v1. All I need to do is knock out 1 Pokemon. So, I think I played this endgame a little bit carelessly. Just gonna Wood Hammer and Iron Head now. Last turn of Trick Room. I don't think Dazzle picks up a double KO here. They're gonna opt for it. Pretty sure Rillaboom survives that. Nice. Okay, we're good. That was closer than it needed to be, though, for how good turn 1 was. I feel like after turn 1, this game should have always just been over. But to be honest, I think this would have been completely different if my opponent just brought out the Prim over the Darmanitan. I'm not really sure why Darmanitan was the switch in after Trick Room went up. Primarina gives this team, I think, a fair amount of trouble. I guess even if Prim came out, though, I could have just maxed Overgrowth. So I guess what my opponent was going for was chip damage onto a Rillaboom, which makes some sense. And they were thinking maybe just Ice Beam Dazzle would KO. So let's see. Yeah, it was Light Play without Protect, which explains Tailwind and Trick Room. Wow. It was banded Darmanitan. Razor Leaf. Akaberry, interesting. Life Orb Meowstic, and ended up being Wakandberry Primarina. Interesting team for sure. Okay, yeah, I'll take it. I think that game didn't play out the way I expected it to. I honestly forgot that Sigilyph got Trick Room, so that was pretty scary. I thought Tailwind was definitely going up. Tailwind went up. That game also could have been pretty tricky because Darmanitan gives me a lot of trouble. But I guess I have this Cinderace, and Cinderace can take like an Ice Cold Crash and then just KO with a high jump kick, but still. We're up against an Appleton for the 3rd game today. That's cool. Is that a threat? I don't know. I really wanted to max Cinderace in the last game, so the question is whether I can get away with it here, and I think the answer is honestly yes. Like, I could go Whimsicott Cinderace here. Yeah, honestly, don't mind that. If I'm going Whimsicott Cinderace, what I want in the back? I think Duraludon is a must bring because of the Sash once again. It ensures a Draco Meteor against Dragapult, a Flash Cannon off against Togekiss. Gives us another way to hit the Appleton, basically. And for the last one, I guess Rillaboom is the answer, right? Because it gets Life Orb, Wood Hammer into the Tyranitar. If Tailwind is up, we outspeed the Dragapult as well. We get a big knockoff. Yeah, and I think if we don't bring the Rillaboom, our Rotom matchup becomes a little shakier. So I'm going to opt for that. I think there are definitely a bunch of different combinations we could have gone with in this matchup specifically, but yeah. So I think, as you see, with the nature of a hyper-offensive team such as this one, if Trick Room goes up, it's often very, very tough. But the reason we were able to weather the storm in that last one was because Sigilyph isn't very good under Trick Room, and my opponent had... like, Darmanitan's not like a Trick Room sweeper you want out, right? Alright, Tyranitar Rotom. That is pretty good for us here. Don't even necessarily need to Tailwind. What do I want to do here? The easiest play, right, is to Tailwind and max Knuckle into Tyranitar, but I think Tyranitar so often protects here. If we max Knuckle, we'll survive an attack from Rotom. I don't think I want to Tailwind because I don't think Whimsicott's going down this turn. So I'm leaning towards just Moonblasting Rotom. I really want to double up onto the Rotom, honestly. Max Knuckle and Moonblast. Because I think Tyranitar does not want to stay in here. Yeah. Maybe Togekiss. Okay, that makes sense too. Yeah, and so by not Tailwinding there, we basically buy ourselves an extra turn of Tailwind. The reason why I didn't want to Tailwind that turn is because Tailwind obviously now activates immediately the turn you use it, and my Cinderace is already faster than Tyranitar and Rotom Wash, and Whimsicott is also naturally faster than both of those. So if I click Tailwind this turn, essentially I just waste the turn a bit. The times you do want to Tailwind on turn 1 is if you think the Whimsicott's getting KO'd, but I didn't think, like, Tyranitar is the one thing that's really pressuring us with the KO. Oh wow, it's Scarf Trick. What is it giving me? Oh wait, I just said it's Scarf Trick, what is it giving me? Okay, I mean, that's fine. That actually would have been a reason to Tailwind, I guess, but it doesn't make a difference, because the Scarf doesn't affect us right now. We're actually in a really, really good spot, I think, because now we can Tailwind the subsequent turn, and then go for something like a Darkness onto the Dragapult. Scarf Trick, though, that's cool. Do we KO here? We might. I'm actually glad we didn't KO Rotom, because I don't want my opponent getting a free switch in. And I think that Rotom might faint from Sand after this next turn anyway. It's close. But yeah, now I'd Tailwind and go for a Max Darkness onto Dragapult. Well, I guess the question of that KO is, yeah, does it KO without Expert Belt? I think I still go for it though, because like Tailwind is just so good for us, given like, what we have in the back. We'll just outspeed Dragapult, unless they go for a Max Airstream, but even if they Airstream, Cinderace will outspeed. So, I got my goal of Dynamaxing both Rillaboom and Cinderace today. And Hawlucha. Or sorry, no, we didn't Dynamax Hawlucha, we Dynamaxed Duraludon. Alright, so not as exciting, but I think in the first episode we maxed all 3. Okay, so, Rotom does not scare me, Dragapult opts to Protect, so I'm actually okay with that. I wonder if there's Ally Switch here. No. The reason why I'm okay with that is because I wasn't sure if Max Darkness was KOing at +1, but now... Oh, you know what he might have? He might have Will-O-Wisp on Rotom. He might be trying to go for a burn onto a Cinderace, which would be kind of cool. But, to be honest, I don't think that really matters too much. Okay, never mind. We are definitely KOing that even if it Dynamax. Because that does, what, 1/4? And so it would have done, yeah, 4 times that amount, and Max would... Yeah. He just Hydro Pumps though. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, this is an excellent Cinderace game. That's why I didn't want to Max Knuckle turn 1 into the Tyranitar too. I thought the switch out was just too obvious. Okay, Rotom faints. That's actually perfect for us, because now my opponent has to bring something in, but they're in a tough spot where I can just Moonblast the Dragapult, and then Cinderace can just target whatever switches in. And we have an attack boost, and Tailwind is up, so all control is basically in our favor right now. And it's Appleton in the back. Okay. I wonder if they max the Appleton then? Let's think this through. We have Rillaboom and Duraludon on the back, which obviously should seal up this game. The safest play, I think, is to just Moonblast the Dragapult. I mean, I really want to double up onto the Appleton here, though, because, like, does Dragapult really stay in? Even if it does, what does it really do? Yeah, like, I'm leaning towards Max Airstreaming and Moonblasting Appleton. I guess that's probably an unnecessarily risky play. Okay, Dragapult switches out. Yep. I kind of expect the Appleton to max, which is why I went for this play. I just want to distribute like as much damage onto that as possible, but it doesn't even max. Okay. I wonder if this Airstream one-shots it. I doubt it, right? Also, we're Scarf now, so we outspeed that Dragapult. Oh my goodness, that's so strong. Nice. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so I figured the only downside there is if Appleton protects, but I think most Appletons don't even have protect because you're bulkier, right? So you want like 4 attacks basically. I didn't think Dragapult was really threatening me there in that position. Is that a Self-Vested? I mean, if it has a weakness policy here, I'll activate. I'm pretty sure that's AV Tyranitar. Can't say that for sure, but I think. And I think +1 Sucker Punch just KOs now onto the Dragapult. Actually, I don't even need a Sucker Punch, right? Moonblast should just KO that. And I don't think I risk the high jump kick. I can just Moonblast into Dragapult and Iron Head into Tyranitar. Let me just double check everything. With Sash on Duraludon and Rillaboom in the back, I think we're good. Yeah, we also have another turn of Tailwind even after this turn. So like, even if one of my 2 Pokemon were to go down, I get a free switch into Duraludon, which matches up super well in this spot. Okay, so something's finally maxing, but I think this is a good example of a game where you get so much early momentum that at this point my opponent's Dynamax really, I don't think is enough to help them claw back into this game. A double up onto Dragapult might have been safer, but honestly I think Moonblast plus sand damage just KOs this Dragapult. Even if not, it has to eat up another turn of sand. I still have Sucker Punch on the Cinderace as well. Yeah. I mean, this is just guaranteed damage onto either slot with no risk, right? Like, I'm using 2 attacks that are 100% accurate. Yeah, Iron Head with the early Max Knuckle gets that damage off, and see if Moonblast just KOs. Perfect game. Perfect game. Yeah, I don't think I actually would have played any turn differently. Were there any turns I would have played differently? No, I think I'm very content with that, and I think this game highlights how good Cinderace can be because of the coverage you got, right? We had coverage to hit. I mean, a single attack boost on it is such a big deal because with, like, Libero, I mean, you just do so much damage, right? Like, we did 50% to a Dragapult when it protected. Like, that's kind of nuts. So, I think, it would have been very difficult for my opponent to win this game, actually. Maybe if they had Excadrill, could have given us a run for our money. Like, but I think Cinderace pretty much swept through the entire team. And we have time for a 4th game today, so I'll play a 4th one. Like, I think maybe one route you could go with is having Togekiss. Because at least Togekiss offers redirection at that point. But that's why this Cinderace is kind of a cool set, because it also has Steel Spike. And that trick accomplished basically nothing for my opponent, because the Scarf was not relevant for the entirety of the game. I'm not really sure you want to be giving a Cinderace a Scarf anyway in the first place. But I think what they might have been hoping for was me not maxing, going for like a fighting type attack into Tyranitar, tricking the Scarf to lock me into it. Yeah, but I could always max anyway afterwards. But the Knuckle into Rotom basically saved us a lot turn 1. Okay. Last game of the day. Guns against some pretty bulky stuff with Grimmsnarl, Togekiss, so Dual Fairy. I was thinking, can we end it with Hawlucha? But I think Gyarados is a really big problem. Yeah, but there's like the threat of double Intimidate. I think like Lumbraviary looks good here. Gyarados is probably Moxie, but if it's not, like double Intimidate, plus we have Lumberry on Braviary to eat a potential Thunder Wave from the Grimmsnarl, which I always like. But I do think Max Gyarados is really, really bad for this team. And the only approach has to be Duraludon, I think. Or Max Braviary. Sorry, that's the other approach. You know, I think I'll lead Rillaboom and the Braviary. I think I want the dual steals in the back. Not the biggest fan of Whimsicott into this matchup, and Hawlucha does not. Actually, that first game demonstrated how Hawlucha can be useful even when not maxed. I mean, the more I look at it, the more I think Hawlucha could actually add value because of close combat. Alright, I'm actually going to bring Hawlucha, regular Hawlucha, and see how it goes. This is our, we've played so many games with this team already. This is, the 10th game with it? And we have never just, used regular Hawlucha on the back. So I kind of just want to try it out. Even if it doesn't work, we'll learn why it doesn't work, which I think is a valuable lesson. Okay. Grimmsnarl and Incineroar, that's a very passive lead. And my opponent's activating Intimidate, which means I get a Defiant boost, which is really, really nice. Okay, actually, I think we maxed Braviary because they let Intimidate into us, which I am really surprised by, but I am also very happy about. That is super good for us. Then I think the approach is to fake out the Grimmsnarl. Yeah, and Airstream it so that no screens can go up. This is a base 140 Airstream, by the way, too, so it's super strong. Yeah, and since we have the faster fake out, I think this is fine. Grimmsnarl could always switch out, but even like a regular Excadrill does not want to take a max Airstream at +1 attack. That would probably do like 40-50%. Okay, so they're going to stay in. But here's the thing about Incineroar, right? Like, you could Flare Blitz into the Rillaboom, but I would honestly be okay with that. Trading Rillaboom for a free switch-in when I already have a Defiant activated Braviary, I think is super good. Because I want to basically just snowball these 3 turns of Dynamax, and the goal is to just do so much damage in these first 3 turns that my opponent basically can't come back from. Nice. I think this KOs. It's also Life Orb boosted Fake Out, so that's, more chip damage than you're normally getting. Yep. So he was going for attack. Maybe a Fake Out, maybe a Screens. Beautiful. We KO Grimmsnarl. Like, I mean, we could have targeted the Incineroar there with, like, a Max Knuckle, but I wanted to target the Grimmsnarl because of... I just, think Screens is the one thing that slows down my early offensive momentum, and I really don't care about Rillaboom fainting to, a Flare Blitz here, but they're actually not for Parting Shot. Okay. So that's really tricky for my opponent, right? Because there's no way you can bring the Incineroar out, so you have to switch in your last two Pokemon right now. I mean, if you do bring in the Incineroar, that is super, super risky, because you are giving me another boost. So we're at +1 speed right now. There's Togekiss, okay. And Gyarados, if I had to guess. But Togekiss isn't that much of a threat to the Braviary. Okay, and if Gyarados is Intimidate here, my opponent's going to be in a lot of trouble. But it's not, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I stay in here with Rillaboom. I don't really need it for damage. So I think my play is to just Airstream into the Togekiss and knock off into Gyarados. Yeah, I just want to keep boosting the speeds. Airstream might just... I mean, if Airstream one-shots Togekiss... Actually, I was thinking the approach is to get the one-hit KO onto Togekiss, because then you have to bring out the Incineroar again. You can't even fake me out, which would be pretty good. Ah, they Dynamax the Togekiss. Okay. Actually, I think that's a really good play. I like that. I really like that play on my opponent's side. But I'm not sure how much damage they do to Braviary right now. Maybe a double up actually KOs us? That would be quite problematic. I would think this still does like 50%. Around. Alright, now I'm a little worried, because I think, like, if you double Airstream and maybe, if you have Ice Fang, or even maybe Waterfall is just enough to KO the Braviary. Let's see. It's Wakandberry, though, so it's not like a Life Orb. He opts for Waterfall. Okay. Ooh, that did a lot. I don't know if we can take the Airstream. Okay, we survived. That's a huge, huge survival on our end. And that was a crit, too. Nice job, Braviary. Alright, that's very good for us, then. I mean, Life Orb Woodhammer might just KO the Gyarados from the range that it's at. We still have... I think I'm pretty content just going for Airstream. It's just that a double up might KO the Togekiss, but Togekiss could Max Guard, and this is just guaranteed damage onto both Pokemon. And even if the Togekiss gets the +2 speed, I still have the Hawlucha in the back, right? Yeah, we just fall short of the KO, but that's fine. I think, like, if I risk Togekiss Max Guarding, and then Gyarados just Waterfalls into Braviary, that's actually super bad. So, of course, I could have doubled up onto the Togekiss, but I didn't mind playing it safe here. That just one-shots Gyarados, even with Intimidate and the Parting Shot from earlier. That's incredible. Okay, nice. Yeah, he's just going to Airstream again, but that's fine. And into the Rillaboom. Okay, so... yeah, we still outspeed with the Braviary. Now we can just bring out the Hawlucha. And we have two things that outspeed. Yeah, he's at +2 speed, but we have Unburden, Grassy Seed. Cinderace obviously knocks out Incineroar in the late game. Plus we have Close Combat here. So this is exactly why Braviary is even on this team. One of the reasons you deter Intimidates, which is valuable. Okay, Defiant. My max ends. They have one more turn to max. I get the Seed. Which is actually important against Incineroar, because now all we do is knock out Togekiss and win this game. I don't think they have any counterplay here. You can fake out one of my two Pokemon, but not both, right? You have to fake out the Hawlucha, you'd imagine. Yeah. I'm just gonna close combat into Incineroar. Yeah, with Sucker Punch, we always KO Togekiss anyway. So, close combat and Iron Head seems fine here. Yeah. Just gonna go for Fake Out. Oh, onto Hawlucha, actually. Okay. I just really wanted the satisfaction of getting a close combat off against Incineroar. So, yeah, I don't think... I mean, Togekiss can't pull this off because it's only knocking out one Pokemon here anyway. Like, I thought the Fake Out into Braviary made more sense to just maybe KO it. Alright, so he's going for a third Airstream onto Hawlucha. Yeah, I don't think that was the right course of action. I guess what my opponent was maybe predicting a Protect from Braviary, but... Actually, I think I can respect that. Because they had no way to win unless I threw the game. So I think from their perspective, their hope is like, okay, basically I can hope for you to maybe make a mistake, Protect with the Hawlucha, or a Braviary, get the double up, pick up the KO. Although I don't think it actually makes a difference, because like Braviary sticks around for another turn and it outspeeds the Togekiss, because we've been Airstreaming this entire time as well. So, yeah. Are there any? I think we've used all the attacks on Cinderace at this point. We haven't bounced yet, actually, so maybe I should have gone. But the thing is, if we bounce, yeah, I mean, Braviary goes first anyway. Okay, so I think we have the bases covered there. Yeah, it's satisfying seeing Pokemon like Incineroar and Lapras get one shot, which we were able to accomplish in today's episode. So really nice string of wins overall. We showcased a lot of the different potential of this team too. We ended up Dynamaxing 4 Pokemon in 4 different games: Duraludon, Rillaboom, Cinderace, and the Braviary here in this last game. So it goes to show how, flexible teams can be and how you never want to just commit to Dynamaxing one Pokemon too early on. You want to really take in your opponent's team and go from there. But we were able to feature a lot of this team, so I'm very happy about it. And yeah, it's a really fun team. I think, definitely not like a perfect team by any means, but the fact that this the creator of the team, the Japanese player, was able to build this immediately on the first day that the hidden ability starters came out, and then like they got to number 1 on the ladder with this team as well, which is really impressive. Like I think they built a team and it just grinded like 30 games and got to number 1. Granted, less people are playing the ladder right now, and early season it's a little bit easier to hit like the very top, but still I think very impressive. And yeah, I think we highlighted a lot of the different things that you can do with this team. Every Pokemon came out at some point, so pretty happy about it. I think my play could have been a little bit better, especially in the first 2 games when I was like worried about Trick Room and the Focus Sash. Like I think game 1 I should have denied, even the Entity didn't end up setting up Trick Room, but I think we would have lost if they did, so I think I needed to deny that better. And then in the second game, maybe just double up onto Sigilyph. Like I said, I didn't remember its base speed off the top of my head, so double up might have been safer, but because the Lapras didn't have a protecting attack, ended up working out for us. And I just really wanted to see Lapras get one shot, so that was pretty satisfying. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed. Please try out the team. Go check out the creator. Stuff's in the description below with the rental code. And thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. All right, peace.